So
That
all
doesn't
5 of
sound
those
so
together
bad.
was about like one shot.
Uh-huh.
And definitely Kevin and I were like, we did buy a bottle of wine, but we were walking home and we were like, oh no, I no longer need this wine. I've had the equivalent of one shot of rum. I'm done.
That's fine. That's fine. You have that wine for another day when you need it.
Yeah.
You put it away.
Yeah. We got a pretty nice one. We got a like $25 dessert wine
Mm.
that Kevin, I'm sure, can talk about how nice it is.
I bought Mom some wine tonight, and her bottle of wine costs more than my 12 Yingling beers.
I'm sure. Yeah.
That's okay.
And how much of that pricing do you think is artificial because there is an assumption that wine is worth more?
Well, if I bought 2 6-packs of beer, it would have cost more than her wine, but I got a 12-pack, which is a lot cheaper than getting 2 6-packs.
Mm.
So yeah, it varies. Wine varies a lot. I mean,
I feel like for the effort that goes into it, I don't think there's any reason that you know that like some of these wines are like that much more expensive than like
yeah,
mid-range beer. I
you're
think it's
paying a
just
lot for the name.
well, and I think it is I think it's like with diamonds where they are expensive because we've made the decision that they're expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like that. But well, Mom knows what she likes. She likes a certain taste in wine, and it
Mm-hmm.
has to be that taste. And that also is something that's like developed. That's what she's used to. That's what she's found that she likes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of part of it too.
Mm. I'm ever. All right. Everyone is online, correct?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let me know if I get any echo. I'm using my sensitive microphone, but I have it positioned behind my laptop, so I'm speaking into it, but my laptop speakers are facing away from it. So hopefully that works really well.
Yeah, I would say so far so good.
Awesome. Hmm. All right. Playing battle map. I'm gonna zoom out. So how's everyone doing?
I am glad it's Friday.
Ha!
TGIF.
Same.
Oh God, I didn't even realize it was Friday. Yeah,
Really?
same. Yeah. All right. Hide areas. Just hide the whole thing. Select. Is that anything? Objects. No. Okay. All right. I've got something for us to get started on. Are recordings going?
Yep, it's going.
All right. I'm pulling up my pregame question sheet. So we're going to do an interlude that is deuterocanonical. It is mildly canonical at best. Let's see. I'm trying to adventure hook. Here we go. I'm gonna call. Okay, so here's what I'll give you. The quest that I have involves a like a tradesman who is seeking out a group of adventurers to explore an old castle and retrieve an item of significance from within that castle. So I'm thinking that our loose justification is going to be that y'all have like a week to kill. We can say maybe this is like while those talismans were being produced, even though I previously said they were already ready. Hand wave that. So you guys have like a week to kill, and you hear a rumor that not we can say that it was like a traveling tradesman who's passing by the area, stops through town, and he like mentions one day at the tavern or whatever in Nesme this thing that he's working on, and that he's looking for people who might be interested in helping him. And so you guys would take like a week or something and do this side quest while between the canonical quest stuff. How does that sound to you guys?
Sure.
Okay. We're gonna roll a D147. D147. And that's fuck. What did I get? 134. Way down here. 134. Ooh. Okay, this is a very good pregame question. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. The pregame question that comes up, and I think this comes up while you guys are at the tavern that night before you see this merchant. You guys are having drinks. You're getting to know each other since you're going to go on this adventure together soon. And the question of the day comes up that is, what does your character believe will happen to them after they die? And does this belief scare them?
Wow.
Absolutely nothing, and no.
So I want to mention that my character, because Hogard's off on a pirate ship somewhere. So
That's
the
correct.
character I'm playing is Tamara, and who else is in the party? I see Wex. Is Gimble with us, or has Gimble?
Not Wax. It is
Ronan.
Lunar's brother Ronan.
And Gibble's here.
I think
And
that's it.
Gimble's here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So Tamara, Ronan, and Gimble. Come back to me on that question. Can you ask the question one more time?
What does your character believe will happen to them when they die, and does this belief scare them? Is your character afraid of death?
And I'm answering this as Ronan, right?
Yeah.
I would say Ronan definitely believes in afterlife and isn't so much afraid of it, but is kind of aching to go, because I think I'd like to see my mom again.
He's excited for when he gets to go to the afterlife.
Yeah, it's because it's not a thing that happens a lot with Elfkind, like even half elves.
Now, Ronan is a full elf.
Oh, then that's definitely a thing it's almost like a choice to go then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
Yeah, the choice is deciding to be an adventurer is basically how you say, yeah, I'm gonna go die
yeah, basically.
eventually.
So it's like I've taken
There's
this
only
line of
so
work to
many
go.
times somebody can shoot a bow at you that you'll come out of it all right.
Yeah, only so many times I can use athletics to get away. But yeah, I would say that Ronan is excited to go to Elf Afterlife.
All right. All right. So we're not going to do any of those just yet, but I'll go ahead and drop your characters down.
All right, so
Yeah.
so Tamar, I don't know if you got my answer yet, but
Nope.
she believes that her spirit will join with nature, and that's very loose. I still have to look up and see who her god is and what her real beliefs are.
Did you
But
say that her god was not a unicorn, maybe like a satyr? It was some kind of nature spirit.
yeah, I don't have that written down, so I need to write that down somewhere. So I'm gonna work on that. But for now, let's just say that she believes her spirit will simply join with nature afterwards, and she is not afraid of that.
I love it. I love it. Okay.
Also, she likes to slip off whenever she gets a chance. Like the other day, we had a 5-hour break between getting the sword done and
mhm.
and the spells put on it. And so I should have mentioned that's probably what she would do. She's like, "Hey, 5 hours, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go out in the nature. I'm just gonna hang there because she doesn't like to hang out in cities and stuff."
Peace,
And
guys. Taking a chill break.
Do
yep,
you do it because
she
you like it, or do you do it because you have to recharge?
she's just not comfortable because she likes it. She's not comfortable in cities and stuff. She's comfortable being out in nature, being outside. She doesn't like being inside. So
Okay, but
not
it's
so
not
much
like if
that
you're not in nature, you'll start to like degrade or
no,
whatever. Okay.
no. Just when she gets a chance, she likes to slip away and be outside.
Hmm.
She just dislikes, and she probably dislikes dungeons as well, but that doesn't mean she can't crawl through a dungeon with everyone else. But
Mhm.
in the end, if there's a chance to go have lunch outside instead of inside, she's going to do that.
Hmm. I'll fill that out in a bit. Okay. All right. So. Let me check my handy dandy document here. Sure. Okay. No. All right. Assorted tables. Nope, that's not what I need. PDF. All right. So, you meet this traveling tradesman, not really a merchant in the way that not Aziz. That what's his name is a merchant. He's more like like an investment banker. And he informs you that their organization has an interest in recovering the mortal remains of one of their former supporters, a Mr. Kadak Morin. He went into the High Moor over a century ago with the intention of creating a new petty kingdom for himself. The kingdom was destroyed in short order by monsters, but his corpse was never recovered from the castle. We're approaching what is likely the 100th anniversary of his death. For the sake of his surviving family, we're interested in gathering his crown and at least some of his bones for a proper burial.
Can
Do you have a
you
question?
spell the name for him? Can you spell the name?
Cadoc, Kadak, Morin, Morren. For the sake of his surviving family, we're interested in gathering his crown and at least some of his bones for a proper burial. If you can provide us these things quickly, we're prepared to pay you most generously. He unrolls a partial map of the nearby area with the location of Morin's Overlook, which is the name of the castle, and Lake Morin, circled in red ink. He says, "The keep is here. What say you?" You're welcome to ask questions and such.
So Morgan's Overlook, and what did I miss after that? It's a map.
He gave you a map showing where the thing is. It's a castle. It's inside of a lake, and he's giving you an opportunity to ask questions.
Where is this castle in the lake?
He looks at you, and then he looks down at the map, and he points at the map, which has the castle circled.
Yes, but where?
How far is it? So we don't even have to ask him. We're just looking at the map. What does the map tell us? How far away is it? What direction?
1 second. Sorry, Cat was eating my leftovers. I had to go put a lid on it. It is it's like half a day's walk away. It's in the local area. It's there's a lake nearby, and if this person's kingdom had been established successfully, then they couldn't have been half a day's walk away, or you would be affected by the same problem that they are. Let's say it's a 2-day ride away. If his kingdom had been established successfully, he would probably have control over the region that Nesme currently resides in. As is, Nesme is kind of a local or a solitary township, not under any particular sovereign rule. 2 days ride was my answer, and it's inside of the moors. I don't know what moors are.
I think they're like swamps, or they're just
okay.
Moor is a big peat moss kind of peaty kind of
okay
area.
There's a lake in the moors, and there's a castle in the lake.
I
Any
have
other
a question.
questions?
Gimble has a question. Why is the castle in the lake?
To prevent invaders from being able to get to it easily, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it was like in Monty Python sometimes, wasn't there? Like just like a castle like in the middle of the whatever.
It's a common place to put castles. You want to put them somewhere that's hard to get.
Well, who lives in the castle if it's underwater?
It's not underwater. It is, and it's also not in the middle of the lake. It is on the shore of the lake.
Oh, Gimble, misunderstood.
At this point, I think Ronan would kind of like push forward and stare at the map and just go. So what are the major points of ingress here?
Major points of interest along the way?
Like ingress, like what's the best way to get into this castle?
Okay. The tradesman does not know. He has not been there personally because it's a very dangerous area populated by monsters. If anybody has played Breath of the Wild, I'm very much picturing like one of any number of locations in Breath of the Wild that is like a super cool castle that nobody's living in right now because there's a bunch of like goblins and shit that are squatting there.
They're just dudes hanging outside. Okay. Do we have any contacts?
Do you have any contact?
Like at the castle, like once we get close, anyone with any additional information on the surrounding area?
Well, one very important contact is Kodak Morin. However, he's less of he will probably not be of much verbal help for you as he is a century dead. He is the only contact they have in the area. If there's anyone else you find in the area, it would be you guys like looking for local like druids or rangers or some other people that would be living in the wilds nearby.
Yeah, at this point I would go and what are we getting for this?
Oh, I mean, he will reward you handsomely. They will pay you. What is there? There's 3 of you, so they'll pay you 3,000 gold for retrieving the crown and the bones. Tamara, can you make a? Are you proficient in religion or arcana?
I guess not. I have a 1. Arcana. I have a 1 for Arcana as well.
Oh yeah. Druids do not get a lot of proficiencies.
I have insight and perception. Those are my strong.
You probably wouldn't know that. Let's see if there's anything else. Does anybody want to do like a Okay, you could do a history check to see if you know anything about the area and the kingdom that Kodak had tried to establish. You also could make an insight check if you wanted to question your employer's. I don't know. See if he's trying to scam you or anything.
I will try insight. Tamara does an insight check.
And you did a 13? That's exactly the number we were looking for.
Close.
So, you believe that Darius is telling you the truth. It doesn't seem like this is a trap or anything like that, and he certainly did not seem to be lying about the reward. It does feel like he chose his words very carefully so as not to reveal any more information than he had to for you to get the job done. And nobody wanted to try the history check, correct?
Yeah, I don't think I'm proficient enough with history.
I have a 0, but I'll try.
I'm going to go ahead and say Gimble cannot try this check because it is a measure of how well you know your local history, and I don't think Gimble,
0.
I don't think Gimble knows what history is.
Nope, I don't even know the word.
Yeah, I guess it would make the most sense that I would try for it since I've been in this area for some time.
You actually do know something. You do know, and actually this would make sense because your character has performed in this region before, and you've like spoken to some of the local towns and know just a little bit of the local folk history. You've heard the name Kadok Morin before, and you were aware that he had at one point tried to establish a kingdom, and it went bad. Oh, a PC with the entertainer background may know that Morin's Overlook lives on in satirical plays and broadsheets as Morin's Oversight or Moron's Overlook.
All right.
Entertainer. That is not a skill I see.
Oof.
No, it's a background.
Yeah, it's just like
it's like what kind of backstory does your character have? And Ronan absolutely has that for sure.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like scoff a little bit and just go like, all right, cool. I think this is the most we're getting out of this. If we're gonna head out,
So
we should probably get our gear and go.
What you know from that play, you probably don't know the play itself, but you know like of the existence of it. In the same way that somebody who maybe has not seen Romeo and Juliet still knows, like, you know, oh, they both die.
Yeah, they get the major
and
story
they're way
beats.
underaged. The thing that you know about this play is that the kingdom that he tried to establish was like particularly not in a good place to establish a kingdom. Like it was a particularly foolhardy thing for somebody to try to build a kingdom in such a monster infested area. All right, and that's, I mean, unless you guys have any other questions.
What kind of monsters are there? If we go over there, what can we expect?
You can expect See, me as the DM is all too willing to tell you, but I don't think your employer would know that because I don't think he's been there. He just knows that there's rumor of like foul beasts and unruly savages that overtook Morin.
We better get heading out if we're gonna go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should prep and get ready to go.
Okay. You go around, you collect any amount of food and water you would need for the trip, and you guys start heading out. Let me read the next section.
Also, should we be changed on the game map or not yet?
Oh, sorry. That's not what I wanted. Where's my reveal? Oh, I'm on the wrong. Sorry, your characters are very small because I have them scaled for Nesme, which is a really, really oversized map. Okay. Yeah, so I don't have any map down yet because we don't have a like overworld map portion of this. We do have maps once you get there.
Cool beans.
Do you want to have us like walk down the road towards there and see if we have counter? How do you want us to do this?
You know what? Yeah, I can do that. You guys, okay, so let me read this first. He gives you a map, the map that he was pointing at. The map is fairly sparse, but descriptive enough to allow you to reach it in 3 days, as long as you are able to do so without getting lost, and that will be represented by a series of survival checks to successfully navigate the wilderness. So I would accept that from any of the three of you, because you would all be trained enough to be competent at this. So if anybody wants to roll a survival check for the first day.
I would like to.
Gimble's got this. He lived in nature.
Okay.
Okay, let me know what y'all come up with, because I am
Gimble.
Gimble's was
Yeah,
great.
Morgan got a 24. Is that Gimble?
That's very good. Let's see.
Mara got a 13.
Let's see. Okay. So the first day, you guys do not get lost. You're traveling along, and you find so about halfway through the first day, as you're traveling, you spot some I think from like high up on a hill that you're traveling, you see down in the valley below, you see a some signs of not a settlement, but some signs of like a campground. What do you guys do?
I say we go investigate.
I kind of put my hand forward in front of Gimble's chest. Well, I guess Gimble's tiny, so maybe like in front of Gimble's face. And I'm like,
Yeah.
You're palming my face.
Yeah, I'm palming your face. I'm like, I'll go scout. Stay right here.
Hey, I'm stealth. I can be stealth.
Yeah, I bet, little man. Just let me take this one, okay? You can get the next one.
Gimble tries to like morph and climb this tree right next to us by stretching.
Okay. Gimble, you have successfully climbed the tree. I will just allow that. It does not grant you any particular advantage.
See, I told you.
Was that Morgan's stealth?
Yeah, that was actually Morgan's stealth.
It was.
I haven't even rolled stealth yet.
You didn't even notice.
Gimble climbed that tree very stealthily. All right, Mikhail, perfect. So you successfully sneak down without making any particular. You do a real good sneak. Nobody see you sneak, probably. If they did, you're not aware of it. You get down. There's not a lot of like trees to hide in or anything, but you can like crawl low through the grass nearby. That's the grass that's on the field, and kind of avoid detection that way. And the majority of that stealth is like beforehand, while you are up on the hill and you have access to like some rocks and shrubs and stuff. You're kind of like hiding in those and like scouting out the area and making sure that you have a good, clean line of entry without being spotted. You crawl on down, and all right. You get there, and there is a very crude fire pit that has just been thrown together real quickly. There is a tent. The tent, I mean, there's nobody in it, so presumably abandoned. And inside the tent, you see a couple partially eaten meals and a couple like backpacks that are stocked.
And from here, can I tell how long, like, is the fire still going, or is the fire pit kind kind of
The
left
fire's
behind.
not still going. Can you make a is there an investigation roll? Can't remember what the skills are off the top of my head. Oh, is there one?
There is investigation. Mhm.
Okay. So with the 12 investigation, the fire pit is still warm-ish. There was probably a fire here, like, earlier today. And the meal here is the meals are cold but not rotten.
Is it something that I would notice is off with the meal that the adventurer so-called had?
I mean,
Like, does this look like stuff humans would eat, or some stuff that like
yeah.
goblins would eat? So this is
It's
people?
human food.
Okay. From here, I'd like to signal to Gimble, like, to move forward. I don't know if we
I
worked
need
out
you
any
to tell me
symbols.
what that symbol looks like.
So, like, I guess from ranging, I'm just very used to using my fingers,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna put up the number 2 for the 2 backpacks that I see. Hold my hand out, lay it flat, and then hold up the number 1 for the 1 fire. And then I'm gonna hold up my hand again, and then I'm gonna hold up a solid fist for 0 and say that I don't see anyone here. And then I'm gonna wave forward, like I'm moving forward.
Okay, Gimble, how do you interpret that?
Gimble just like squints, and he's like, "What is this woman doing?"
It's not a woman.
She just held up.
I mean, I guess Ronan's pretty enough.
No, hold on.
I mean,
No.
Oh, that's Ronan.
Hold on. I love the idea that Ronan is the first like male young adult elf that Gimble has spent any time with, and he's so pretty that he cannot tell the difference.
I'm sorry. From far away, Ronan looks like a woman.
Is Gimble moving?
But Gimble has no idea what Ronan's doing. Like,
So Gimble's not gonna move?
Gimble's gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
I would like to knock an arrow and then shoot it at the tree.
Okay. You're not trying to hit him, right?
No, I'm trying to hit the tree.
What time of day is it?
Make a
Is it light
dexterity.
out? Is it light out or dark out?
It's light out. It's like noon. Make a dexterity
Okay.
roll. Okay. You are able to hit the tree, and you hit it down near the ground by the trunk.
Okay. And then I'm going to take my hand again and then wave it forward again, but this time angrily.
Tamara, do you have any insight?
Tomorrow's going to retrieve the arrow and go down and join Gimble.
Thank you.
I think Gimble gets it. He's like, "Oh," and then he stretches down and like runs down the hill.
Okay. Very good. All right, and I just got myself water. Okay, so the campsite doesn't have anyone in it. It looks like it's been abandoned for a few hours. What do you guys do?
I'm
You
not
guys
gonna
can
try to
also at any point
investigate.
say that you just keep going.
Yeah.
Tomorrow would like to look for tracks, look for signs of where they may have gone, or if they're in the area.
Sure. Make a survival roll. Okay. Their tracks lead off to the west, and with a 15, you're able to follow them pretty easily. Hold on. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. There's two tracks of footprints heading out to the west, and if you follow them for a while, they lead into a small grove of trees nearby, and then from that grove of trees, it looks like they intersect with a larger group of footprints, and roll investigation. Oof. Okay. Does anyone else want to roll investigation? Very good. Okay. You Gimble, you see obvious signs of a battle here.
Is the shield saying anything?
I think that you've gotten used to. You can kind of like it gives you warnings if something bad is about to happen, and it has not given you any warnings. But just in case you ask it if it gets any bad vibes, and it says no. It says like, no, it feels pretty safe here now. I mean, just existentially, like maybe you could use a little more sunscreen. I don't think you've been eating particularly well lately.
What are you? Stop insulting me.
But no, I think that you're in the next like 10 minutes, you're probably not going to die. I would say no more than a 10% chance of dying in the next 10 minutes.
Well, thanks. Thank you, Shield. What do you have to say about this sword?
The sword says, "Ah, yes, there was glorious battle here. We must find the people who fought, and we must kill the victors.
Do you know where they are?
I am a sword."
All right, forget you then.
Is west the direction of the castle?
No, I think the castle was to the south, and
Okay.
so
then that's a waste of time. I want to check the packs, and then I want to go.
Did we find out what kind of encounter? Could we tell who? There was a battle here.
I
So
mean,
do we know?
Yeah.
Lowercase b battle. There
like a
were
skirmish.
several broken branches. I think you guys saw probably some like dried up remnants of a blood splatter, and
Can we tell if
there's,
it's like
a few
humans
arrows.
versus orcs, or can we tell anything about the?
Not with a 4 investigation, you can't.
That's harsh. All right, I'm asking Gimble. Gimble, can you tell anything about what went on here? Because I'm clueless. I can't tell what went on.
Gimble, investigating the area, you find that God, I love
Brandon, I gotta say,
perspective
DM,
on things.
this is really playing to. Are you saying that Brandy's character can't do anything because she's a woman?
No, because she rolled a 4 for investigation. And the only reason Gimble is competent in this scene is because he rolled a 17. Let's be real. No, I love Gimble's perspective on things because I can't just say a thing because Gimble doesn't know most of these terms.
Right. He definitely wouldn't interpret things as you would.
You find the arrow that you find partially buried in the ground near the trunk of one of these trees. It's a very crude arrow, and I don't know if Gimble ever made a bow for hunting, but it looks like an arrow he would make. And this is as opposed to Lunara and Ronan, who you have consistently thought both had very, weirdly pristine arrows. Their arrows were always very... Oh, you guys might have gotten a little ASMR there, as some cat food was poured out right in front of my microphone.
I know the sound well.
Oh, okay. So this is how we're doing now. I see. Okay. No. I'm all right. This is good. Yeah. So you always thought that Lunar and Ronan had just like their arrows were very straight. They had some strange metal arrowheads, and they have like very clean, perfect feathers on their arrows that are like threaded with something that isn't just like animal gut. So this arrow is more like the arrows that you would make, Gimble, which is to say, basically a stick with a sharp stone on the end.
Yeah, I know it well. I could never make those things.
Well, party, should we continue south on our quest, or do we want to try and find out more about this?
I think we should continue on our quest.
Yeah,
I think we should too.
We should check the packs, and then we should move on.
Oh, yeah, let's search.
Okay, you head back to the tent. You check their packs, and they don't have any particular valuables or anything really of note on them. It seems like these are not even adventurers. These don't seem like people like you guys. They seem more like just travelers, like just everyday people that are going from one place to another. Maybe even they were just on a hike or something like that. Yeah, you know what? I think you find a book and you expect it to be a diary, but instead it is it's a sketchbook, and the sketches all feature, or many of the sketches feature like plants and scenery that you might see in this area, and a lot of them feature a tall, beautiful orcish woman who is featured in a lot of these sketches. That's all.
Cool. Tamar, you can have this, and I think we should move on.
I'll take it. I'll hang on to it and look through it later.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna leave a note and say,
okay.
put your sketchbook, Tamara. Tamara Helmlock.
He doesn't have a like come here, like go here to get it back or whatever. It's just like it's mine now. Deal.
Yeah. Maybe I'll mention the town that we came from. That's not where she lives, but someone could maybe find her through that town.
Okay. So, all right. So you guys continue heading south. Can you make one more? Can you make one more set of survival rolls for me? And the other characters as well. Is Morgan's 15 survival roll there recent?
Yeah, Morgan just did that one.
Okay.
Just did it.
Okay. So as you guys are traveling, you're successfully following the signs and stuff. The local landmarks as indicated by this map, and you know that you're traveling in the right direction. Ronan, as you're going, you get kind of a weird impression, and you start paying more attention to what's going on in your surroundings. Okay, well, Kat, now you're just blocking my microphone. So now that has to move. You start being more cautious about your surroundings, and you quickly notice some signs that there is there might be like a scouting party in this area. And that's all you know for now. But you have a hunch that there might be other people around.
Is there any way that I can check for the scouting party or like signs of them?
I mean, I would accept a second survival roll to do that, or I would accept. I don't think investigation is really appropriate here. I think survival is probably. I'm amazed how good of your rolls have been, given that you well.
Yeah, there goes that luck.
Yeah, what the hell?
I mean, I have no survival somehow.
Oh, is it okay for Tamara
Alright.
to throw a survival?
That's the question is, Ronan, do you communicate? Do you tell your party what your hunch is?
Yeah, I think at this point, because I'd like them to also be aware of the fact that there might be people near us.
Okay. All right. So Ronan, you're like certain that that you know what's going on, and you're walking in an area. And actually, Gimble and Tamara, you two, pick up on the signs that there is that there's a scouting party just a little bit, let's say, like east of you guys, who is coming back this way. And Ronan, in his attempted investigation, is starting to walk into the path that they'll be coming down shortly. What do you guys do?
Tamara would like to share this knowledge and let the others tell them to be aware, be cautious, because there's she senses a scouting party in the area.
Okay.
What's the shield doing?
Oh, the shield. I think that the shield is kind of often muttering, and if you don't like, I like you asking what the shield is doing, because I think that if you don't actually pay attention to him, it's very easy to kind of just drown him out a lot of times. He is nervous. He thinks that danger is approaching.
Okay, guys, there's probably something coming this way. We better get out of the way.
That's not Cody, you fool.
That's not Cody?
No, we don't have any Cody tonight.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye.
It's me.
So, you were just saying that you like. I mean,
Yeah, I'm telling everybody, like, there's danger coming. We have to get out of the way. I'm gonna try to get up a tree or like get out of.
yeah. How do you guys go about that?
Is there
I'm
any
gonna-
like, brush by the side of the road? Can we hide?
Yeah, I'm gonna hide in the brush. I have like some camouflage ability.
Okay. Anybody
I'm gonna
who's
jump up a
looking to
tree.
hide, I'm gonna need a stealth roll. So it's probably just 3.
What? That's for hiding?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So Mikhail, Ronan, you are actually a very good scout, and you know immediately the right points in the underbrush to lie in. That it's not so much that you are totally concealed, is that the parts of you that are poking out are going to look like natural parts of the scenery. The other two climb into trees that are or Gimble climbs into a tree. Tamara hides behind a bush. In both cases, they're very well covered from one side, but as this band walks by, they're going to be exposed from a different side. The band that walks past is give me a second. Oh, okay. 10 big, mean-looking goblins. In fact, they are hobgoblins. And at their head is an ogre. And because you guys are because one of you guys failed your roll, they're going to spot two of you. So I'm going to reveal some more of the area in a second. Okay. What's the spacing like on this? Okay. Put that there, and let me type that in. Click. All right. And I'm just going to do a quick doodle of a road for us. That's not what I wanted. Fuck it. And let's go ahead and reveal this area.
Can you show us the goblins on the road?
Yep. I just revealed more of the area.
Okay.
Oh man, I need to move these all. Right click, layer, map. Okay. They're coming along the road. Ronan is successfully hidden in the shrub. Gimble is up in a tree, and Tamara is hiding behind a bush. If this was a proper game, I would have proper settings for you, but it is not.
Don't sweat it.
I don't have any
That's
bushes
okay.
or anything for you.
All good.
Okay. So Ronan, you are able to tell. You just seeing how your two allies decided to hide, you can tell that they're going to be spotted as this pack walks past. If this pack is, any degree of competent. But they have not been spotted yet, and neither have you. What do you do? That is directed at Ronan.
We didn't talk about hand signals at all.
Hand signals didn't work last time.
Hand signals really did not work last time. And you said there are how many hobgoblins? You said there's 10?
Yeah, there's 4 hobgoblins, 6 regular goblins, and an ogre.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to avoid this fight as much as possible if we can. I think since Gimble's the closest, I would probably try to flag down Gimble. Hopefully, Gimble's looking in my direction.
Yeah. I'm not trying to fight these goblins.
So, I'm just looking at your character sheet. Okay, so, looking at your character sheet, Ronan, I just wanted to remind you a few main gameplay mechanics that Ronan has going on, because we haven't really had a chance to talk about him yet. First of all, Ronan has the ability Phase Step, which you guys have actually seen in action. That is the ability that him and his father both used when they would do short range teleportation. Stepping through the shadow realm, essentially.
Is that kind of like the same way that Vanitas does it?
Yep. You can you can sneak attack, which is once per turn, you do a bunch of extra damage if you either have advantage on an attack that hits, or if you are attacking an enemy that has another ally also attacking them to distract them. You have a mage hand ability, which you can use at will to summon a magic floating hand, which can be invisible or it can be pale ghostly blue. It can exist anywhere within 30 feet of you. And as a bonus action, you can make it do something that a hand could reasonably do. It's not particularly strong, but yeah. So it can pick locks, it can retrieve objects, etc. That does use your bonus action, which is important because of the next thing. Your most important ability I played a rogue briefly, and this was like my most used ability, is Cunning Action, which is that as a bonus action, so once per turn for free, in addition to your standard action, you can either make an offhand attack, have your mage hand make an attack for you, control your mage hand, you can dash, which makes you move twice as far, you can disengage, which gets away from an enemy without provoking attack of opportunity, or you can hide. So those are tools if any of those help you. Also, at some point, we definitely need to pick out cantrips and spells for you, because
sure
that
do.
is big on your tool list of get out of jail free cards.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'd make my mage hand, and I'd put it in front of Gimble and kind of point very specifically in the direction of the ogre pack, and then I'll have the mage hand point in the opposite direction behind us, like, yo, we need to get out of here.
Okay.
Gimble gets it.
Okay. Gimble, so you've gotten the message. How do you go about that?
I'm going to try to get down the tree as stealthily as possible so that they don't hear me.
Okay. Okay, here's what I will allow. Using your 9 roll from... You get down the tree, but you... crack a small branch as you go. You're still on the other side of the tree, and nobody sees you, but one of the goblins starts walking over to investigate.
Can I use my bonus action now to make the mage hand do a thing, or did me summoning the mage hand count as that?
As long as you used your standard action to control it earlier, then yeah, I think you can control it as a bonus action.
I would like to grab some debris or like a rock and throw it in the opposite direction from where the goblin is coming from.
Ooh. Okay, so at first I was going to say you need to keep in mind that you have to keep it within 30 feet of you, but the trick here is that you don't need to move the hand where you want the rock to go. You just need to pull the hand back and toss like a normal hand does.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll allow that.
Cool beans. I'm gonna toss it.
Trying to decide what kind of roll this would be. Go ahead and make a deception roll. It's not perfect, but okay, that's good enough for a goblin. Yeah. All right, goblin starts heading over there. Gimble has gotten down from the tree. Tamara, you are still up in a tree, or you're hiding in a bush, and you just saw Gimble climb down from his tree and start walking back. What do you do?
I'm going to try to signal to Tamara, too.
Okay. Now, what does Gimble trying to signal look like?
He's just, like, kind of frantically waving at Tamara,
but not in
then,
a way
like,
that
crouching
would
down.
be seen.
Right. Trying to be quiet, but then, like, also trying to frantically wave in my direction.
I don't think you need a roll to see this, Tamara. I just want to know how you would respond.
Actually, Tamara wants to fight them, so she's going to cast a spell. And
I fucking love that. That's amazing.
she's kind of afraid of the ogre, but she hates the goblins, and so she's going to cast fairy fire on the whole lot of them.
Okay.
Nice.
So
Good
if
lord.
fairy fire works, then we get advantage on all the attacks. And then she's going to change into a brown bear.
Fucking awesome. Okay. Fairy fire, each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in, I'm going to say a bright golden light. Any creature within the area when the spell is cast is outlined in the light. If it fails its dexterity save, for the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light, and any attack against them has advantage, and they cannot be invisible. And it lasts for concentration up to 1 minute. That means that your concentration on it can be broken. You cannot cast any other concentration spells while it is active. But that's a very good move. Okay, so let's say you targeted kind of at the middle of them, and let me move them more reasonably kind of dense together, because they're probably buddy-buddy. They're probably not all over the place. And let's get a measuring tape here. 20 feet, 20 feet. Doesn't quite hit them. Okay.
Well, I want to get the ogre in as many as I can.
That's
behind
fine.
the ogre.
So these back 3 goblins are not affected. Everyone else in this group is affected. So I'll start putting down tokens, but as soon as that happens, they know that something is up, and they're going to start pulling their weapons out and shouting orders. Except it's not really orders so much as like, Gabada! Gabada!
So
Yeah.
tomorrow is changing into a brown bear, but that's the end of her turn, right?
Yeah. Give me a second. You can change into anything up to challenge rating of 2. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think the brown bear is a 1, so I'm just going to stick with brown bear. I like that.
Ooh. Doesn't sound right. Huh. Okay. I thought there was a dire bear, but apparently there isn't. Okay, brown bear, do you have the stats for that? Otherwise I can get them for you.
I have a book and
Hey Dad, on the right side of Roll20, do you see up where you have the like chat icon and the journal icon, do you see an icon that's like an eye inside of a circle?
sure.
Go there and search brown or brown bear. You got it?
Yep, found brown bear.
Yep. Click that bad boy, and there's your bear stats.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Unfortunately, those don't roll. But what if I do this? Okay. Edit in players' journals. All players can be edited by all players. Save changes. And show 2 players. Dad, do you have a brown bear character sheet in front of you that has like multi-attack, bite, claws, those kind of things?
Well, I have the thing that you just showed me, helped me find. It says multi-attack.
Other players, did you guys just get a pop-up?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Let me try again. Dad, did you get another pop-up just now?
Yeah, with the image of a brown bear, and then I have the stats of a brown bear.
Oh, okay.
Okay, character sheet of that has the
Yes. That's what I was trying to get.
the strength and stuff like that.
Okay. And those are clickable buttons, just like
Okay.
it is on your own character sheet. So you can use those to do quick rolls.
How do I quick roll? How do I do the attack?
You just like click on the word multi.
Where it says bite and claw, just click there.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, good.
So you click on bite to do a bite attack. You can do 1 bite attack and 1 claw attack.
I'm looking forward to biting someone.
Okay. So that has happened. Players, tell me what you think happens next.
I'm gonna try to go into armored flesh.
Okay. I would allow that your person is probably more on your toes than the enemies are. Why is that thing being updated? Characters, pogs, sprites, creatures, furry creatures, and not a gorilla, not a yeti. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. Due to an aberration character metamorphosis, you turn into a very large pink bear.
Nice.
H G and A See, and this is going to say 34. Save changes. All right. Got a character sheet for you there. All right. So, Gimble, you turn into armored flesh. I think that is your standard action, assuming you don't want to spend a point to do it very quickly. Yes, you can change it for free as a standard action. So they don't know where you are yet, Gimble, so you don't have any particular reason to be rushed, but you now have stone skin. You can move if you want to, but you cannot attack.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to stay right here.
Okay. Then I think the enemies are going to go, and they are going to they're going to spread out. I think as soon as they started making a bunch of noise, the goblin over here is going to start waving his arms and say like, "Hey, I heard something," but he says it in Goblin, which means you guys probably don't understand it. So a bunch of these guys start going that way and kind of spread out, start searching the area. The ogre doesn't really like turning. He likes moving in the same direction if he can help it. So he's going to keep going straight and kind of look in that direction. And these two are looking this way for what's happened. I need to make a roll for them to see if they... Actually, no, they would for sure notice a big brown bear appearing in the woods.
Yeah.
Is it safe to assume that you let out a good hearty roar as you
As soon as I'm able to, I'm going to roar and I'm going to rush them, and I'm trying to scare the hell out of them. So,
Okay.
but
Ronan, if you want, you can take a turn before she does that.
Yeah, I think I should. I don't have any special arrows, right?
You do not have any special arrows currently, but you do have advantage on all of. Shoot them with your bow. You would do an extra. What is it? 4d6 damage. For your sneak attack.
Yeah, I think while the bear is distracting the big group, I'm gonna take my sneak attack shots at the ogre.
Okay. So you... Okay. Unlike some of the other characters, you do not get 2 attacks every turn. You only get 1 attack, and if it hits and you have advantage, etc., it deals sneak attack damage.
Gotcha.
If you are dual wielding, such as if you have your scimitar in one hand and kukri in the other, then one of those, then you can use your bonus action to attack with the other weapon. So standard action attack with one weapon, bonus does the other.
Got you.
So go ahead and do your 1 longbow attack. Oof, that's not great.
I do have advantage.
No, you know what?
Hit.
You do have advantage. That hits. So go ahead and roll, the regular damage, and then go on your character sheet, click on. I don't have it as a damage modifier because if you're like dual wielding or something, I don't want to add sneak attack damage to every hit since you can only do it once per turn.
Yeah.
But yes, there you go. That's a big chunk of change. That's a very good shot you do. Do you want to describe your shot?
Yeah, I'm thinking that like with the distraction of the roar, I get.
And keep in mind that he's like covered in a like golden outline right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking like with my elf vision, I can kind of hone in on like a big meaty chunk, like right under the neck, and like just get like right in there.
Okay, yeah, I love that. And I think that's everyone's gone. So I think that the ogre bellows and it rubs at its neck. Ronan, make another stealth roll for me. Oh, by the way, I think I would have to check. I'm pretty sure you automatically leave stealth when you fire a ranged weapon, but you can use your bonus action to hide again.
Yeah.
So yes, you shoot him, and then you immediately go into hiding again. And I'll be honest, I don't think this guy is pulling off a DC 23 perception check,
Yeah, he
given
doesn't
that
even
he has
know
a
when he got shot
-2
from.
modifier.
Ooh.
I don't think he's rolling with a 25-sided dice, so I think it's very unlikely that he finds you.
He
Surprise.
gets shot, and then he goes, wait, why?
He did not find you. I think he runs in this direction and is like pushing aside small trees and like pulling up shrubs and stuff, but you are very well hidden among the branches of these trees, and he doesn't see you. However, he is going to see Gimble, and he doesn't quite make the connection that Gimble's not holding a bow. He is nonetheless gonna give Gimble just a good thwack. You know? I think Gimble needs a good thwack every now and then. 14 does not break your AC. Ooh, does 23 break your AC?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so 15 damage, and you're not raging yet, correct?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. Who goes next? What happens next?
I think it's bear time.
I think it's Tamara, if that's okay. So she is
Perfectly
going
fine.
to make a loud roar, and she's going to rush the ogre.
Okay.
I'm trying to intimidate an ogre. I don't know if you can. I probably should go after the crowd of all the orcs, and they would probably scatter. But I've got
I
it in
love
for
it.
that ogre.
Sure.
And any chance I can jump on the ogre's back?
Okay. Yeah. Do a bite roll and a claw roll, and if you roll particularly good, then I'll say that you're like climbing on his
Well,
back.
I have advantage, so
Fuck. All right. So that's 6 damage for your bite. And 12 damage for your claw.
does that hit him with that 12? Oh, I have a 20. I'm sorry. A 20
Yes,
and a
sorry.
12.
That does hit, and it's 12 damage. That's a lot of damage. That is, what, 18 damage total? And you are on his back, so he's going to struggle if he tries to hit you. I think that now that some stuff has happened, the goblins are going to see the action happening, and they're all going to move over. What is the button that shows you're walking? I could have sworn it was one of these. Okay. Anyway. So the goblins come rushing over, and I think they're going to keep in mind that they're goblins. They're not very smart. They're going to try to shoot the bear that's hanging on the back of the ogre. And if any of them roll badly, it's going to hit the ogre. All right, that one I am certain hits. And then we've got 2 more goblins. And let's see what these hobgoblins have going on. Okay, the ogre takes 6 points of damage and is down to 1 hit point left. and he starts to slump to the ground. Hobgoblins are going to take their shots. Does a 17 break AC? It does. You only have 10 AC.
For the bear?
Yeah.
The bear has 11. Brown bear.
Okay.
I know it's not much, but it's 11. It's not 10. It's 11.
It's 11.
All right.
It's 11.
So
I mean, let's be
during
clear
this
on that.
whole volley, you got hit for 4 points from the first arrow, 7 points from the second arrow, and 7 points from the third arrow.
All right. So once he only has like 10 hit points, and then he just like disappears,
The brown
dies,
bear?
whatever.
The brown bear has 34.
Oh, he has 34. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Yeah.
I see that now.
Ha. Hey, Dad, I've got one better for you. Okay, and now delete and come on. There it is. Brown bear. Escape. All players. Click. All players. Save changes. Show to players. All right. Dad, did you just get a pop-up for polar bear?
Yeah, but I don't think my character has ever seen a polar bear, so I don't think.
No, but your character
do that.
would have seen more dangerous bears than a traditional brown bear, just because
Mhm.
you've lived in the magical Feywilds for so long. So we're just using polar bear stats as stand-ins for a stronger bear than a brown bear.
Okay.
So you can use those. And I just updated your character sheet, your token. There it is. Save changes. Okay. Very good. So you got hit for, what was that? 18 damage? All right. You're hurt. You did just got shot.
Do I need to note that somewhere? I can just like a notepad or.
You can. I actually updated your token itself. If you look at
Oh,
your
okay.
token,
I see it.
and
Yes, good.
that green circle when you tap on them is your health.
Mhm.
You can even just type in. You don't need to do the math. Like I just typed in -18 and it updates it automatically. Okay. Who goes next? I think Ronan, the ogre, the one pack of goblins, and Tamara have gone. Gimble and the other pack of goblins have not gone yet.
Yeah, at this point, I would hope Gimble would want to do something. Otherwise, the other pack is going to be on us soon.
Hell yeah, I'm going into rage.
All right, you go into
Gimble's
rage.
bubbling with rage.
I think that's a bonus action.
Yeah, so I'm gonna attack the ogre as much as I can with my ruthless fist, and then just go into.
The ogre, for the record, is currently like pretty much on the ground. It has dropped its weapon and it is like weakly trying to push itself upright. You can go after the ogre if you want. Presently, the other goblins look much more scary.
Okay, so if I. Alright, I'll go for the goblins.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to hit as many as I can. So maybe like Actually, I'll focus on this one.
Okay. So move up to the closest goblin. Just drag your guy over there, and you can attack twice with your greatsword, and then do a rage punch as a bonus action if you spend a key point. That's probably your strongest combo. Okay. 15 and 20. Oh god, I have your character selected. I was like, there's. Let's see. 15 and 20 both hit on this goblin. Okay. And go the 9 for your rage punch did not hit. But the you did 22 points of slashing damage. It's very good. I will go ahead and tell you, you charge towards this guy with your big, oversized, squat, gnome body that's like all like unnaturally red from the rage coursing through your veins. You lift Eckhart the sword over your head, and he goes, "Yeah, yes, feel the battle." And
it's another glorious day to die.
yes, and as you bring him down, I think the goblin is like pumping his spear over his head, like he's getting himself psyched up for battle, and then he like pumps his spear over the head one time, and Eckhart just goes straight vertical line top to bottom through him and ends up buried in the dirt. He is dead, and your other attack has not gone off yet. So your rolls are still there. Who do you direct your next attack to? I mean, just one of the adjacent goblins? Okay. First one's dead, and then you twist, and the sword flicks out of the ground, throwing dirt up into the air as you do a spin, and you chop this goblin in half horizontally. And he is also dead, and little black goblin blood goes spraying all over the trees and foliage nearby. And then you try to rage punch and jump into the crowd nearby, and your fist comes slamming down, but one of them ducks out of the way just in time, and you punch into the dirt instead. And that is your turn.
Grandmother says hi.
I heard. Hi, Mom.
He heard. Sorry,
Okay.
guys. She does that.
So the goblins, the other pack of goblins move in, and since I'm not doing it, I think they just keep charging, and they're going to be like in the battle for next turn. Top of next turn, what happens first? How does the action start?
I think the goblin's going for Gimble.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Try to take
I
their
love
revenge.
that, and I love that you suggested that.
It's like the little people versus the little people.
Yes. Okay. So first, one of these goblins, one of the hobgoblins, is going to take a shot at you with his longbow. And that's 5. Actually, no. 20 does not break your armor, does it? You absolute animal. Good God. All right. Okay, how many hobgoblins do you have? That is 2 hobgoblins. So 1, 2. Oh, and you're raging? Yeah,
Yep.
Then they're gonna go all out. So they're doing double attacks. What's your AC? 22? So one of those hit and did 2 points of damage, which is then cut in half. Gimble, do you agree? Do you agree that since your character is completely surrounded by goblins, they should have advantage on these attacks?
I mean, no, Gimble's like in rage right now. He's got a lot of momentum going on.
All right, I love it.
You
Okay.
believe that you're at a disadvantage. That's the best.
You take a grand total of 1 point of damage this turn.
Yep.
The goblins go absolutely ham on you, and they are just like pushing their little goblin spears at you, and they're just bouncing effortlessly off of your carapace like crab-like shell that you have grown. And I'm sure this is going to quickly devolve into more bloodshed. Who do we think goes next? Do we think that it's... Do you think it's Gimble?
That tickles.
The bear.
Yeah, okay, the bear. This
The
ogre
bear.
is down. You can finish it if you want, or there's a lot of goblins around you.
Yeah, I'm going to go after the goblin. Big roar. I'm going after these goblins, both of these goblins right here.
Ooh, okay.
Trying to intimidate them, rushing at them, roaring. And I'm going to hit this first one right here with a bite and a... All right, where is that at? Here
And
it
you're
is.
using polar bear, right?
Polar bear. There's a bite.
Very good. Okay, that's a big hit. Wait, hold on. That is a goblin?
Oh, I thought that was a hobgoblin. Whatever.
No, the first one you hit was a goblin. That's actually perfect because you wanted to intimidate. Well, I think it's pretty intimidating that you just jumped off of this ogre, which you had pulled to the ground. You jump off of the ogre, you land on the ground and take 2 big strides with your bare paws, leap into the air, and catch this goblin by the head and just chomp his head right off. You separate his head from his body, and it is now in your mouth. And then go ahead and make your claw attack against the hobgoblin.
All right. I take a little shake with my head, and then I do the claw attack.
Okay. I want you to know that this shake that you just made, in my head, I'm envisioning it as the shake that like a dog makes when they're holding a toy they particularly enjoy.
Oh yeah. There is goblin blood flying everywhere as I shake my head, and then I
Especially because at the
slash.
same time, Gimble is also going to town nearby, and there's just like blood everywhere. Okay, you slash the hobgoblin, and the hobgoblin is like the bigger, beefier cousin of this like green-skinned goblin that you just eviscerated. This one he's gray-skinned. He's a full 5 foot 2 inches tall. He's big and brimming with muscles, and you just like slap him with your paw, and your claws go effortlessly through his neck and into his chest, and he's dead. I'm not even exaggerating these stats. You've done more than the health of these enemies with every attack so far. Who goes next?
I'm gonna go next.
What do you do, Ronan?
So, seeing as how this ogre has absolutely no idea where I am, I think I'm going to do my pop-up surprise and just aim a critical shot straight for his eye.
This is the ogre that is currently on the ground, panting and not holding his weapon, correct?
Yep.
Very good. Okay, what are you attacking with?
I think I'm looking to rush up, and I'm going to do my what is that? I have like 2 weapons. I have like a cleric, and what's the other one?
You
Short
have
sword?
a scimitar, which is your big weapon, and then you have a kukri, which is your side weapon. And you play Overwatch, correct?
A little.
Okay. Do you know Genji been. No, that's not the correct word. One moment. Because I have a very specific visual in mind for
Yeah, if you can link it in the chat, if you can remember what it is.
It's
Is it Genji's ult? Is what you're thinking of?
no, it's Genji's costume where he's like Middle Eastern. But I can't remember. Bedouin. If you Google
Yeah.
Genji Bedouin, that is what I have in mind for the two weapons that Ronan has, except his dagger is it's a kukri, so it's a reverse bladed.
Yeah, I
dagger.
think I'd like to come out of hiding and run up and stab with the scimitar, and then with my bonus action, I'd like to jump up and stab with the kukri.
Okay. And you're not pulling the trigger to release the venom, correct?
No, I'm not trying to release the venom.
Okay. I realized after giving him that weapon, seemed like the perfect weapon for him, that Lunara had also bought a venomous dagger from what's his name, Assad. So both of you have essentially the same dagger, and I find that very fitting.
Yeah,
Go
just
ahead
like
and roll
nowhere
your
within the same kit.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your scimitar and kukri attack. Roll venomous kukri, not kukri venom. Hopefully that terminology makes sense. Those are both going to hit. Okay. All right. All right. So what was your first attack? You kind of come out of the bushes, and I imagine it's like a rising motion. You spring out of the bushes, you grab the meat on the side of his head with one hand and push your scimitar up through his chin with one motion, and then in a fluid motion you flip around onto the back of his head, and somewhere during that flip your kukri ended up in your other hand and it goes down into the bottom of his head, and you dealt I want to say like close to 50% of his health bar in excess overkill damage.
Yeah, so that does the like Final Fantasy X thing. It just says overkill,
Yeah.
and I get a bunch of extra XP.
Yeah, actually, can you make a intimidation roll? You'll have advantage on this. Well, not a very helpful advantage. Okay, I think that two of these goblins, the ones that were closest to you and were focused on you, saw that, and their jaws drop, and they nope right the fuck out of there, and they start running. There are two goblins left who have not gone this turn, and they
Are they
look
gonna try
at
for
each other.
Gimble?
I know I don't have a bonus action, but I just want to point at them, and I want to just run my like thumb across my throat.
Very good. I think these two look at certain death, and then they look each other in the eye, and a solemn, perhaps even stoic nod as they raise their spears and scream as they run and jump towards you, knowing that this is a certain doom. 21, I think that hits. And how's that other one? 21.
Yeah,
Oh,
both
boy.
of those hit. I only have a 17 AC.
Okay, man, these guys are in a battle rage. They are fighting to the death.
I can't remember, but with AC, does that mitigate any of the damage that's coming my way, or do I take the full 8 and 8, or the 8 and 5?
Are you
No.
in rage? Is he in rage?
He does not have rage.
Oh,
Ronan doesn't rage. Ronan is a rogue. So AC just determines whether or not the hit deals damage, and then the weapon damage determines how much damage is done. In our next system for season 2, both players roll. There's not a like attack stat and defense stat. You have different kinds of attacks. So there's like a melee attack roll, a ranged attack roll, an acrobatics roll, whatever. So one person picks the skill they want to roll with, and then another person picks the skill they want to respond with. So it could be like I attack with melee attack and you respond with acrobatics, or you respond with another melee attack. And then the difference between your two rolls is how much damage is done.
Interesting.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, that's real cool.
That's not helpful information to you right now. I just want, if what your interest, if you find the concept of better rolls, better defense mitigating damage itself appealing, you will like that system in our next season. So these two, I would say, heroic goblins who will drink proudly in the halls of Valhalla sometime in probably the next 10 seconds, did in fact both just score you with their ragged short spears. It's the top of a new turn, kids. What happens?
Gimble's trying
Okay.
to continue killing all these goblins.
I will go ahead and say the enemy's motivation right now is to get away from you guys. So all of the enemies, except for the two who are standing on top of the ogre, are going to start running. So Gimble, you will at the very least get an attack of opportunity as they start to run away from you. If you want, what works best narratively? Is it that you attack? I think that you see that they're going to start running. They have turned away from you, and you can take your turn.
The chase is on.
Yes, the hunt is on.
Full
Go ahead.
attack.
Go nuts. Okay. So go ahead and give me damage. I'm going goblin first and then hobgoblin. Give me damage from the first one.
Oh.
All right. The first one, he starts running away, and you spin and you whack him with his sword, with your sword. It goes decently into his chest, but I think you got a little bit of a like a twisted, imperfect landing on the blow. Or no, you know what it is? You hit the small bit of armor that he has on his chest, and you hit him, and it does cut into him a little bit, but the more impressive effect is that it sends him flying like a baseball that has just been hammered with a bat. He goes flying 20 feet and bounces off of a tree. And he is dead. So your momentum continues around as you continue your spin and chop into the hobgoblin, which is running from you in the other direction. I think you have to take a small running leap to catch up with him. And 16 points of damage. Once again, just exactly what you needed. I mean, more than you needed. Yeah, you land on top of him, and I think you man, I don't want to just say you chop his head off. I think you know what? I think this guy, you do him diagonally. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Like diagonally from like the neck to the hip.
Yeah, exactly. He's dead. gore everywhere. It's very cool. The
Well,
goblin
lets out a roar.
Yes. The goblins, as this battle is happening, there's like a side camera that shows like Goblin Valhalla as just like goblin here, goblin here, goblin here, goblin here, goblin here. And as they're showing up, they're all like, oh man, that was one crazy gnome. Sure was a fun battle though, guys, don't you think? I think that now it is the goblin's turn, and this hobgoblin is going to start running, and these other two goblins are going to keep running. Who wants to go next?
The bear would like to chase after because the chase is on.
The chase
And
is
the
on.
bear is looking forward to a good chase. I've got a speed of 40
Oh yeah,
feet,
you travel like way faster than this guy.
and I'm going to go ahead and just do a bite and a claw
Okay.
with advantage.
So what happens is because you're running, you would not normally be able to bite and your claw. I don't think. But oh no. You actually do. That's funny. Anyway, I was going to say you run up to this guy and you lunge and bite and you catch him by his arm, which is extended backwards behind him in his like running position. And you catch him off guard and he spins around from your bite and you pounce on top of him and just eviscerate him with your claws, and he is dead.
Well, it's like a cat chasing a mouse. It's not a
Yes,
good idea to
exactly.
run.
All right, Ronan. So I think you and these two goblins are all like the battlefield that you guys are squaring off on is on top of this ogre, and it's like uneven footing. But the goblins maybe have a little bit more advantage given they are smaller and more like anatomically built for uneven footing, and the two of them both know that they are going to die, but I think that they are like holding their weapons out proudly and squaring up with you. It's got a little bit of a like samurai high noon vibe. Which one of you guys do you think moves first?
Just like Han, I shoot first.
Okay.
So I'm going to shoot at the goblin that I should still have advantage on. And then what I would like to do is, as I'm shooting, I would like to flip backwards and disengage off the ogre.
Are you shooting with your bow?
I'm shooting with my bow.
Really? Okay, interesting. Huh. Okay, you could probably pretty easily kill these two in one turn with your melee weapons, but all right, go ahead and do your bow attack. Oh my god, I didn't even have you roll for sneak attack damage when you killed the ogre. Oh god, you did so much damage. Roll. Yeah, okay. You do successfully disengage. You flip off of him, and you're going to land in the trees as your. I think you are flipping as your arrow is flying. Go ahead and roll damage. 10 damage, and go ahead and roll sneak attack. Okay, 17. I want you to know that this goblin had a 7 health, so he is more than 100% in the negative. And I think he like as you move, he instinctively like goes to jab, and he is surprised to see you moving away from him. And then there is just an arrow in his sternum, and he staggers for a second, and then he topples backwards off of the ogre. And the other goblin is going to let out a warbling goblin wail of rage. Oh god, that was an awful sentence. Warbling goblin wail of rage. Oof.
It's intense.
Technically awful.
That's intense rage.
Yeah, and he jumps off and he's going to try to spear you. Ooh, how does 20 sound? I think he hits you again. This is one brave little goblin. You take 6 points of damage. Okay. You know that your green bar is your health bar, and you can subtract from it and add to it. And
Oh, I
your
don't have to
health
keep
bar-
using the red one. Okay, that's much easier.
You can do either. It really doesn't make a big difference. I like using the health bar itself just because you get to see your actual health bar on your character diminish. See down by your feet.
Yep, I see it now. Thanks.
Okay. So he got up there and he attacked you. It is now the top of the next turn. I want to know what happens between Ronan and this goblin. I think those go first.
They go on a standoff.
Yeah. Ronan, what happens?
Yeah, I'm gonna holster my bow, and I'm going to pull my scimitar out, and I'm gonna go into a high stance.
Oh, okay. You don't you don't pull and attack. I love this. You pull your sword out, you enter a high stance.
Yep.
He was just ready to stab you, and as he sees you do this and not like immediately go in for the attack, he is also going to fall back a step and he's going to hold his spear in a low stance where he's got the butt of the spear up under his armpit and the tip of the spear pressed down against the ground. And you know what I think? I think that you guys both attack simultaneously, and the one with the higher attack hits first.
Okay. I'm hip to that.
Okay.
So should I roll my scimitar?
Yeah, and he's gonna roll his. Oh shit! Okay, that's a 20. He just keeps rolling 20s, and that's a 27. That's beautiful. I think you both step simultaneously, and he charges and performs what is an objectively impressive thrust for a goblin, and it should have gone like straight into your heart, but you are too good for him, and you pivot around his spear and bring your scimitar down, and you do a Akira Kurosawa slash. And much like every execution in Sekiro, there's like a pause, and then there's just a water fountain of blood. And he
I'm kind of thinking of that
stumbles
scene,
a
Kill
step
Bill.
and then falls to the ground.
Like that's like the in frickin' over in Ishii.
Yes.
And just wasn't good enough.
Okay. That was great. That was a very good battle. Hey guys.
Oh,
it's
wait.
10:04.
It's not over yet. Wait. So,
Wait, who else is there to kill?
Tamara.
Everyone's dead.
No, Tamara now changes back from her bear form, and I am going to go up to. Who is this here?
Gimble.
Gimble. Who's hurt
Me.
the most?
Did
I'm
any
good.
of you guys even get hit?
I did. I took a substantial amount of damage.
Which
Yeah.
was that? This one here?
Ronan, yes, top right.
Ronan's at 28. So is that your maximum, or is that where you are now?
I think he's 28 out
Yeah,
of 40.
that's where I'm at now.
47 is his max.
All right, I closed the bear spell, so I want to do a healing spell on a cure. Which is better, cure wounds, or I'm going to do the touch one, which is, I forget, which is the one that you touch.
Okay, so cure wounds is the one where you touch. Healing word does less healing but works from a distance.
And yeah, so I'm going to do the one. I'm going to do cure wounds. on.
Okay. And if you want, you can go to that stats and type in cure wounds, and they have it in there.
Well, I did cure wounds, but I don't know how to do the
The spell itself doesn't look it up for you. You go in there, you find your cure wounds, and it says a creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your casting ability modifier. Do you want me to pre-build cure wounds into your character sheet?
No. Well, we can later, but what's my casting ability modifier?
That's going to be 3, your wisdom bonus. So you can do a /roll command, or I don't know if you've used this before. On the far left side of the screen, over where you have like your map tools to select or measure or whatever. Down
Well,
at
wait
the bottom.
a second. Slow down for a second. How can I put in my casting modifier? So it says,
Okay.
and that's partly why I want to do this. Play this is so I can get used to what my character does. Your casting ability modifier, is that just 3 or is that something else?
It's just the 3, but I wanted to show you.
Sure. So casting ability is wisdom. So I was hoping there was
modifier is your wisdom modifier.
I was hoping there was some place that said casting ability. Okay. So wisdom is how I cast spells. So that's my casting ability. And so the wisdom modifier is 3. So I just type 1d8 and then add 3 to that, right?
So you can either type /roll 1d8 plus 3, or there's a very nice roll builder tool that I wanted to show you. Left side of the screen where they have the mouse tools, down near the bottom there should be a tool that looks like dice.
Whoa. Slow down. Left side of the screen?
Left side of the screen, there's a bunch of tools. One of those tools is a mouse. There's probably a magnifying glass. You see that bar?
Yeah, I see magnifying glass.
Down at the bottom of that bar, do you see something that looks like a dice?
Yep.
All right, mouse over that. And do you see the D8 option there?
Right.
Click on that. Oh, never mind. Go a little bit further down than that. Click Advanced Dice Roller.
Well, I see a 2, 3, 4, 5. What if I click the 3? Would that do a 1d8 plus 3?
No, that would roll 3d8, I think.
Oh, okay.
Advanced
Dice Roller.
Advanced Dice Roller.
1d8 plus 3.
1d8 plus 3.
Yep. Probably be easier to just type it. Okay.
Yeah. I always prefer to type it, but
and so to type it, I'd say /roll.
Yep, /roll.
/roll 1d8 plus 3.
Yeah, and if you ever need to do anything really fancy, this system is pretty flexible in terms of doing like special kinds of rolls. Like if it ever came up, you can do things like roll 4 times and drop the lowest roll, or roll, but if it's a d20 then roll again. Like you can do some fancy rolls with just the built-in stuff. But
all right, so tomorrow does cure wounds and apologizes for being so impulsive, but but it just came over her. Okay. Her hatred of orcs and just the moment just kind of caused her to change and attack.
All right.
I muttered a thanks kind of under my breath and just go, "You fight well for a druid." And holster my scimitar. And it's like, can we move on now?
Oh my God! I didn't even think about this. Your people have some baggage with druids. Because that's what your brother was kicked out of the tribe for.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. Is this like a distance healing spell, or is this like, does he have to lay hands?
No, this is laying hands on spell.
I would immediately recoil initially.
Okay, I love this. All right. Um. Okay. Awesome.
She says, excuse my touch. If it bothers you, I will avoid touching you in the future.
That was very respectful of her.
That was. I still want to wipe the spot where the druid touched me.
Okay.
Like, just rub it off.
Okay.
Also, do any of these monsters have anything valuable on them?
Oh yeah, you loot the bodies, and you're actually going to find some incredible treasure. The ogre has a half-eaten sandwich in his pocket, but he doesn't really have pockets so much as he has a loincloth wrapped around him, and he's kind of squished the sandwich down into the side of the loincloth, between like it and his hip. It's a giant sandwich, which means it's just two loaves of bread with like a rabbit, just like a whole rabbit in between them. And one of the goblins has a very shiny rock, not like a gem, just like a rock that's very highly polished. That has like a rope tied around it, and it's tied around his neck. And another one of the goblins has he's got a toe. He's just got a toe on an earring, actually, hanging from his ear. It's a toe.
I'd like to take the toe because I want to take it back to Sebek.
Sebek would very much appreciate it.
I want to make sure I
Oh,
write the tail.
I bet Sebek's dragon, whose name I keep forgetting, would also appreciate stuff like that. All right. We're probably not going to do any more of this level tonight. I think that this was I mean, do you guys want to keep going?
I could. I don't really care. I mean, I'm glad I got a chance to actually play my character a little bit and get a feel for her.
Yeah, I'm glad we
Well,
got a chance to fight too, but I kind of would like some time to go over some spells to be a little bit more
yeah.
effective.
Let's wrap up with some spells tonight then. Picking out spells and stuff. What did I want to say? I done forgot it. Couldn't have been too important. Yeah, that was a good battle. We will get more of that next time.
So you're going to be gone for a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, I'm actually only gone for a week, but I'm leaving on Friday and back on Sunday. So not very. So I'll be gone for 2 weekends.
Well, have a good time. That's great.
I will have a good time. Let's see. Where is that brown bear that I just added? I want to add that to the character section. Polar.
What's the score for the polar bear? The CI or
Oh, challenge rating. Polar
The
bears have a
challenge
challenge rating of 2. That's why I picked it
Okay.
out.
I can do 2. Okay, good. All right.
I could have sworn I loaded polar bear into here. Well, I'll figure that out later.
Yeah, I don't have polar bear in the player's handbook.
Yeah,
Do I? Okay.
probably not. But it is in the archive thing on Roll20.
Mhm.
You go to the
Okay.
icon and type in polar bear.
Do that search. Good.
Yeah. Okay, Ronan, we need to pick out spells. Oh, this is what I was going to say. You guys, I'm sure, successfully finish your quest and come back. It's I find it a very enjoyable, quaint little quest, but you're not really missing out on any big twists or anything. Yeah. All right. Ronan, let's pick some spells out for you. So, we should start with cantrips. I'm gonna go over to the character tab and I'm gonna search for Ronan. Or I'm gonna search for
So, Bran,
yes.
Ronan, is it Morgan? Is that Gimble?
Morgan.
I think I'm gonna call it a night while you
That's
guys work on
perfectly
your
fine.
spells and stuff.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Thank you. That was a really fun fight. Albeit
Yeah,
It
no,
was.
this
very
is a
surprising.
good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good experience. I'm glad how kind of bad about everybody else is being careful and doing strategic stuff, and my character is like, I'm just gonna go fight.
No, I love it, and Sabek is gonna love it. Yeah, no, I mean those characters keep the action moving usually. Okay.
All right, well, good night, guys.
Good night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Catch y'all later.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys.
All right, night.
Night. Ronan, Mikhail, if you go to the overflow tab, and look at pinned messages, there's a pinned message where I wrote out what your character gets. Hello. So there's a link there for 5th edition wizard spells that you can choose from. I don't know if there's an easy way to the definition of all those spells.
Yeah, no. I remember looking through at least the cantrip list, and then I can take spells from the 1st or 2nd level, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so there must be
you choose
enchantments
2
or
cantrips.
illusion spells. Okay.
Choose 2 cantrips in addition to your mage, and you get 5 spells from 1st or 2nd. But realistically, you should probably have spread from both of them. As part of the action used to cast this spell. So, the 2 spells that are particularly worth noting are Booming Blade and Green Flame Blade, both of which are attack spells, and their damage scales with your level. I've seen some debate as to whether the Arcane Trickster should be allowed to use their sneak attack with a cantrip spell like this, because this is an ability you can do every turn in addition to your sneak attack. And the consensus is you get one or the other. You get either the sneak attack or the cantrip. But the cantrip gives you a good flexibility in situations where you can't get your sneak attack off, or where you need something other than just straight damage. So like the booming blade does a really cool thing where it essentially sets a trap on the enemy, and if the enemy moves, they take a big chunk of damage. And since you can then disengage as a bonus action, you could like whack the enemy, you do your damage, you get bonus damage from the spell, you set this trap, and then you disengage from him and get to like taunt him or whatever. And if he follows your taunt, he gets smacked again.
Yeah,
For
I think that one fits, and I think for the character, I would probably go for Booming Blade and create Bonfire or Control Flames. I'm not sure which one I'd rather go with though.
what is the difference? I think control flames, you don't create them. Yeah, there has to be fire within your range already. Versus create bonfire, you create a bonfire on ground range, the spell ends. You must succeed on a dexterity saving
Reading
throw
both
or
of them, I'd probably go with Control Flames.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think that has a little bit more utility for what I would be doing with the group.
Yeah, you certainly don't need like damage.
No, definitely not.
Let's see. Minor illusion is one that I always have opinions about. It is an at-will hologram spell, basically. It's not perfect, but it lets you create a sound or create any image that you can imagine with that would fit within a 5-foot cube. And it looks perfectly exactly like the thing that you imagine. So there's a lot of like obvious literal utility there, and there's also a lot of just like, I mean, you could like create a 3-dimensional map of the dungeon that you're exploring, or create like a little like cartoon bunny that follows you around, whatever.
That
and
one's
then
kind of
mold.
cool. I think I almost put that in the same light as like Prestidigitation.
Another cool one that's kind of just like generic, you know how to do cool magic tricks. Light is nice, if only because you never have to worry about being in the dark. You're an elf, so you don't need to worry about that anyway.
Yeah, I think I would definitely go with Booming Blade for one cantrip. I'm still leaning more towards
Control flames.
Control Flames.
Hell yeah.
As cool as I think it would be to have Minor Illusion, I'm just trying to think where that fits with how I think about Ronan.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably pick those two. I'd go for Booming Blade and Control Flames.
Okay, and now you get 5 spells from first or second level, keeping in mind that you get more first level slot than second level slots. You have 3 first level slots and 2 second level slots.
Yeah, I'm definitely open to suggestions. I'd probably skip Disguise Self, just because I feel like the special on my armor lets me do that anyway.
Oh yeah. Spells. I need to confirm that that is the correct amount of spells. Eighth level. Okay, correction. Okay, you. Weird. Okay, you have 6 spells known. You get 4 first level spells per day and 2 second level spells per day.
Okay.
Your spells known can be distributed between those however you like. Just keep in mind that you get far more first level spells than second level spells, so it might behoove you to have more of your variety there. Okay, let's look at this spell list. Alarm is a classic, very helpful.
Yeah, right now I think I'm leaning towards Alarm, Comprehend Languages, Feather Fall, and Sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are all very good.
I may even choose Snare as well, if I can choose a 5th level 1 spell. Unless you
If
have
that's
like
how
a
you're
level
feeling,
2.
you would only have 1 level 2 spell, but that's fine.
Yeah, I think that would be fine. I'm not really sure which level 2 spells would be good to go with though.
Some other cool level 1 spells from here, just to float some by you and see if you feel any of them. Unseen Servant is basically just a souped up version of your Mage Hand spell, and it creates a full body version of that ghost rather than just the hand. And it literally, the way it works is that it is just a butler that does things for you. It's not like a strong combatant, but you can make it
He can carry
manage
books.
your tent or cook
Yeah.
dinner for you or whatever. Tensor's floating disc is very cool. It's just a levitating disc that follows you around, and it can hold up to 1,000 pounds or something. And it's basically just a little wagon. That's what I was looking for. It's like one of those little red wagons that kids used to walk around with, except you don't need a hand to manage it. It just follows you around, and you can you don't need to be strong. You can just put all your loot on there. Or you could have a party member stand on it as a platform or whatever. Magic Missile, Long Strider, Jump, Illusory Script. Identify is cool, but honestly, it's probably not the kind of thing that I'm not the kind of DM that you would need it for. Charm Person is not going to be any good given how strong of enemies you're going to. And Detect Magic is another cool one, but again, not really your style. Oh, Expeditious Retreat might be worth consideration. You move very fast for up to 10 minutes. So you just double your speed.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything in the level 2 stuff. I would probably take that, because I think that makes more sense for Ronan's kit.
So, what are you liking?
So, I like Comprehend Languages, Featherfall, Sleep, Snare, and Expeditious Retreat. Those are all level 1.
Okay. One thing, so I'm reading the text on Expeditious Retreat. When you cast this spell and as a bonus action on each of your turns, you can take the dash action. That actually overlaps with your existing rogue abilities. In fact, since you need to use your bonus action, it doesn't give you anything that you don't already have. It's a very, very cool ability.
Yeah,
you
but
just
it's
already have it.
overkill. Yeah. Alright, hold up. Let me look a little bit further at the level 2 stuff then.
Alter Self, Arcane Lock, Blindness, Deafness, Blur. Blur is a cool defensive spell. I don't know that it would ever be worth a turn of your time to cast. Continual Flame might be really cool since you already have Control Flame. Continual Flame creates a fire that never goes out. Until dispelled, which seems okay. It's not a real fire. It's the stuff that goes into ever where
yeah.
it doesn't create any heat and it doesn't use any oxygen. It's essentially a flashlight.
Yeah, but I couldn't do any damage with it. Like if I combine
You couldn't
that
do
with
any damage with it,
I could
but you could control
in
it
this
with
direction.
Control Flames, and it never goes out. So you could get creative with it. So you could you could cast it on like a bunch of like pebbles or something and leave a bunch of like ghost flames following behind you. Although I guess you have to use a second level spell every time you want to use it, so probably not super helpful. I don't know, just an idea. What's darkness do? That seems your speed, and it seems like something that Vanitas would get way psyched for. Oh, darkness is cool. Vanitas actually can already cast darkness, so that might make it unappealing to you. But you basically make a area just like unpenetrably dark, and even people with dark vision can't see through it. Flock of familiars.
Could I cast invisibility on myself, or can I only cast that on other people?
Let's look at invisibility. It works on yourself.
I would then probably be leaning towards invisibility or hold person.
Invisibility is helpful, for sure. Hold person. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hold person is good.
Is there one you would go for over the other?
Invisibility, for sure. I'm always skeptical about taking spells that are... I'm always skeptical about taking hostile spells if you're not a full-time caster, just because either it's doing damage, in which case your spellcasting is not going to be scaling high enough for that damage to be worthwhile, or it's an effect that can be saved against, in which case your save difficulty class is not going to be scaling up as high as quickly enough to keep up with enemies sometimes. But 5th edition mitigates that a lot. That's much, much less of an issue in 5th edition than it was in Pathfinder. It's still, personally, as a character who's not going to focus on like the stats to be very good at spellcasting, the nice thing with buff spells is that they always work. There's never a like question of will it, won't it work. So like invisibility, the person just goes invisibility. Like, hold person, you have to hope that they fail their roll.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lean invisibility. So I think I have my 5.
Misty Step, Pyrotechnics, Rope Trick. Also, Lunara can do some of these. She keeps forgetting she has.
Yeah, that's why it's like if I put stuff in the kit, I would like to try it. And
Yeah.
these seem like things
You're
that I
always
get a
welcome
chance
to
try,
swap
yeah.
them out if one feels like it's not for you.
Yeah, if there's too much overlap with Lunara, I'll probably amend some of these spells. But I think for now,
I don't think there's any
these work.
overlap right now.
Yeah.
One cool one that might be worth your consideration that I feel like fits kind of the Ronin character is suggestion. It's not mind control, and yeah, it's not mind control, but it is like you make a suggestion to somebody, and if they fail their save, they will follow it, as long as it doesn't hurt them. But I always thought that that was like a cool role playing thing. So, oh, and you were not looking at comprehend languages. Featherfall, sleep, snare, invisibility.
In comprehend languages.
Oh. And comprehend languages. One, two, three, 4, 5. I still only see 5 there. You get a 6th. So, do you want to take hold person as your 6th?
Yeah, I would like to take whole person as 6.
Okay. So on your character sheet there, you can click the you have Ronan open, you're in the spells section. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The plus under each of the in each of the spells section will create a new entry, and then on that entry you can just put down the name of your spell. You can also put in like a description, which will be sent to the text when you click to the chat when you click on it. But I always, for expediency, just put in the spell. Just always just put in the spell name so you can just see them when you go to look at them.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and amend my character sheet then.
Okay. The other thing that we need to do while we're here is we need to pick out skills for you. Okay. So, skills. You get a total of 4 skills to be proficient in addition to perception, which you have by default, and in addition to thieves tool, which you also have by default. So let me look up D&D 5e rogue. Okay, and copy, click. So, which of those stands out to you as a very Ronin abilities? I feel like stealth for sure.
I would say stealth, acrobatics, deception, and probably either stealth or performance.
You already have stealth. You already said stealth. I think performance is a cool one, just given his background.
Yeah, I think performance works, and then also sleight of hand.
Okay. Do you want to have? So we have. I have 5 so far. We need to whittle that down to 4. Acrobatics, deception, acrobatics, deception, performance, stealth, and sleight of hand. Which one of those do you not need?
I would say acrobatics then.
Okay. And you're already going to be good at acrobatics. Okay. Now, as a rogue, you are exceptionally good at skills. So, you get to pick 4 skills that you're going to be exceptionally good at. You have 5 skills so far in your skills list, including the perception that you got from just being an elf, and you can also choose your thieves tool. So between those 6, which 4 do you want to have a double bonus?
I would say performance. Yeah, performance, stealth, thieves tool, sleight of hand.
All right. And we go back here. And edit plus that mod. Not 30. Okay. So your sleight of hand, stealth, and thieves tool all have plus 10, which means that your lowest possible roll is an 11 and your highest possible roll is a 30. So
All right.
you're gonna get sweet freaking rolls on any of those.
I think that fits with Ronan. So
Yep. Okay. And Ronan is good to go now. You kept Booming Blade, so I don't need to update those. Hit dice, initiative. Whew. Okay. Do you have any questions?
yeah, no, I'm good. I'll go ahead and add those extra spells, but I think we're good.
Awesome. All right, then I'll head out.
Cool beans. Thank you very much for
All right, and
DMing. We'll be back in like 2 weeks, right?
next week I'm gonna be gone. The week after that I'm gonna be gone.
All right, cool. So
So
3
our
weeks.
next feasible game is probably the 15th.
All right, cool. That works for me.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. All right. I'll see you later, dude.
I bet. Catch you later. See ya.
See ya.